International Day of Yoga. And back in 2014, I think it was in December, Prime Minister Narendra Modi from India made a plea at the United Nations for why there should be a designated International Day of Yoga. And some of the words that he said are beautiful, and I'm going to read what he said. Yoga is an invaluable gift from our ancient traditions and embodies unity of mind and body through thought and action. It is a way to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and nature. And I love what he said. And of course, he said many other things. And as a result, the International Day of Yoga resolution to acknowledge that day was voted on unanimously in the United Nations. And the first International Day of Yoga was in June following that UN talk. So it was actually June 21st, 2015. And I have actually been helping to promote International Day of Yoga since that very first one in 2015. It is a way to discover the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and nature. And actually in my book, my book is launching during International Day of Yoga week, because my book really is all about this, finding the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and nature. What I say is that my book, which is called From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram, Wisdom for the Mind, Body, and Spirit, it talks about many of the pain points that so many of us are facing, whether it be chronic physical pain, whether it be emotional distress from PTSD, anxiety, or depression, or whether it be digestive disorders. But bottom line, my book tries to have people find a way to be healthier and happier in as little as 10 minutes a day. And to me, much of yoga, or to me, the bottom line of yoga should be about mindfulness. And when Prime Minister Modi talked about the sense of oneness with yourself, the world, and nature, that is what I consider mindfulness. And 2 of my chapters in my book talk about mindfulness. One of them is from my teacher, who I would say is the one that really taught me A to Z about mindfulness. And he is one of the 12 gurus that I feature in my book. My book is basically 12 chapters. Each chapter is one of my gurus and the life lessons learned from each of them. And that guru of mine for mindfulness, he's actually the first chapter. And I think it's a very enjoyable read because it talks about things that are easy to understand, and it's very lighthearted and positive. And then the second chapter is all about yoga and mindfulness from the mechanisms of the brain. Mindfulness is a state of mind. You can turn that switch on or off any time. And just as when you are in a yoga class, you should turn off the thought of all distractions and just focus on your breath and on your body and how you feel. Likewise, mindfulness should be with everything that you do. And again, my book is called From the Boxing Ring to the Ashram, Wisdom for the Mind, Body, and Spirit. And of course, there is a reason for that title. Of my 12 gurus, they are not necessarily all gurus as you would expect. Some of them actually have the title Swami in their name, and they may wear orange robes. Others are researchers. They may be MDs or PhDs or have other initials behind their name. But one of them was a former professional boxer, and that's where the boxing ring comes in. And for those of you who do not know what an ashram is a place for study. Traditionally, it is a place for spiritual study. And a number of my gurus or my mentors live or work at ashrams. And I have spent time in many ashrams, from Texas to California to India to Italy. So that's where the title comes in, from the boxing ring to the ashram. My book is not about yoga as most people understand yoga. My mentors are not yogis as most people understand yogis. But my book, as I mentioned, it totally does drive home the underlying concept that Narendra Modi talked about. An invaluable gift from our ancient tradition that embodies unity of mind and body through thought and action. I would like to think that June 21st is a great day to try to determine what you can do for yourself that's very simple to be your healthiest and happiest. And that's basically what my book is all about. My book is all about simple tips that you can do in 10 minutes a day to lead healthier and happier lives. And of course, when I say health, I mean physical, emotional, and spiritual health. That is a little bit about my book and about International Day of Yoga. Please share your comments below. And of course, as always, you can follow me on my other sites. Please subscribe and share these videos and let people know about this book, especially people that need to be healthier and happier. And hey, don't we all need to be healthier and happier?